know it's been a little while, not that long really, maybe a week or so, but let me get you caught up to speed on what I've been doing. I've been basically repeating work, because I showed you how I rebuilt the passenger side door, and basically I went back and rebuilt the driver's side door, because I had to replace those rivets just like I had to replace them on the other side. So let me show you where I'm at. All right, so we got the window in, everything looks good. The only thing that I don't have, and I'm not sure when it happened, but the felt, the channel felt for the back of the door and that wraps up around here, it got torn and the top half was completely gone. So I've ordered another one of those from BJ's, and that's what's holding me up there. But I got the vent window rebuilt, and it works pretty good, snazzy-azzy. Yep. And let me show you what I did. This is a temporary fix. It'll probably be permanent forever, but I didn't have the hinge, so I built my own. So basically I cut down a 3/8 flange bolt and then welded a nut to it to act as the pivot. And I've got a 5/16 inside diameter bushing coming in that I can drill this out and put a bushing in there so that it's not metal on metal. There won't be any rattling or anything like that. But let me show you something else that I found out. I looked all over to find a door lock pin for these, and there's nothing listed for the full-size Jeeps. However, there's other ones out there, and let me show you what I found. So this is what I actually ordered 3 different ones. The third one never came in or hasn't come in, so I got to hunt this down. But this is a door lock clasp for what it says is a lock bolt, but it says for the tailgate or for the back. It is basically the same inside diameter as this one here, but definitely much stiffer, much heavier metal, and it will not fit into the slot that our Jeeps have. So this was the deal, okay? This is actually for a, it's SKU 6604. I got it off of eBay, or no, Amazon. And it's for, it's from KentuckyMustangs.com. Retainer door lock cylinder for 64.5 to 66. And this is a light spring load one. And the only thing that I had to do, and I probably could have forced it, but I didn't want to. But basically, I took a grinder and ground the edge a little bit on each side so that it would fit easier in the slot. And then basically, you push it in right there, and it grabs that door lock cylinder and holds it in place. And it looks just like the original, because on the originals they stick out like that also. All right, so if you need one of these 66 or 64.5 to 66 Mustang door lock keys will work with a little bit of grinding to get it to fit in the slot. All right. So now, let's move on. Because I'm waiting on that part to finish the driver's side door, I think our next project will be hunkering down and putting new felts and new guides and everything in the tailgate window. And I believe I've got all the tailgate parts, so we'll see as we go through it. Hopefully I don't learn that I'm missing something and have to hunt it down. All right, so hang in there. So I'm fussing with this. I didn't want to try to slide the glass into the track with it in the door. I don't think it would work. So in order to get the track out, the glass bracket and track, It looks like I had to run this all the way down, basically to the bottom of the door. And that exposes, so I can slide it one side to the other. That exposes the push nuts and the clips to take them off. So if you know of an easier way, let me know. But I'm doing it this way until I can find something easier. So I'm going to go ahead and remove those clips and see if I can get this thing disassembled. Okay, so I got everything out. This has to come out through the slot. It will not come out of the door. The mechanism will come out of the door. And I remember working on this 10 years ago. It's got some of my old grease and stuff on it. But there's like 50 kilos of wasp dauber dirt in here. So I'm going to clean all this mess up, re-lubricate it, and get it ready for to accept the glass. I believe I have the glass up there on that shelf somewhere, I think. So let me dig into that, see what we got. Okay, question time. Now looking at this, see how flimsy this is? Let me see if I can show you. Look at how much this flexes. Okay, and I know when you drag stuff over it, it's going to flex and bend, but this weld right here is broke. So I'm going to have to tack weld that anyway, and I'm wondering, I see some holes in here. I'm wondering if something goes on there, like a piece of trim or something, but I don't see the holes anywhere else. So I'm thinking about stripping this Bondo off that never got finished, and I'm wondering if I can put a 1" by 1" steel tube down this edge and maybe cut this out so that I can still remove this mechanism. Cut this along that line there, and maybe put something in there that's going to support this. Because yeah, it's really chintzy the way it's set up, and I'm wondering if I should fix it now or if I should fix it later. So let me get a wire brush on this, knock some of this stuff off, see what it looks like underneath here. I know that I can't put anything on the inside because the wipes pop into that. So let me see what I can cipher together. And also, I noticed that this section here is a little bit deep, and I don't know if I can knock, because the door handle when you're opening the window scratches right here. So that means this is recessed deeper than it should be. Can I knock that deeper? I don't know. Maybe I can. I can measure it and then take a couple whacks at it and see if it goes in a little bit. So let me do some work on that, because I don't want to look at this thing again. I want to be able to assemble it and not have to touch it for a while. All right. Okay, I basically got everything cleaned up, the Bondo, and I found out that that is actually a piece of flat bar that's welded to it. And I can only assume that the painter that I first hired already found some issues with that and tried to patch it. It wasn't me that did that. So looking at the repair work that was done, I am going to probably remove that, and then I'm going to use either a 1" wide piece of flat bar, just like that, but go the whole length from end to end. And potentially, if I can get a 1" piece of angle iron, I will actually wrap that around and take it all the way to the end. And I think that will be a lot better than just having that one patch there. So this is not something that I wanted to get into. I mean, you know, the job just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and now it's something that's going to take, you know, a half a day to clean up and take care of. But that's where we're at. So I was able to pull down the glass from the shelf, and I spent some time cleaning it up, and then to keep it from getting broke or whatever, I slid it into the track to make sure that it's the right one. So now I'm going to take this glass here and I'm going to put it in the channel and have it glued in there so that when I start tomorrow, it'll be ready to move around and put in place. All right, so that's what I'm going to do now. Like I said, I got the glass, and I'm going to put that in. Also, I'm going to see if I can hunt down some metal. I might already have the flat bar to put in place here. And I was considering, if it's not going to be too hard, I might actually bring the flat bar down into here and also down the side to take and support this whole area here even more. The only concern I got is how am I going to blend it in, because I'm not going to buy a whole can of bed liner to take and do this strip here. So we'll have to see how we can blend that in and make it look halfway decent. All right. Let me show you what I've done with the glass. Okay, putting it in the track. So I used some thick tape, rubber tape, and I wrapped it around the bottom of the glass. And I did that in like 8 spots around. And then that basically allows the glass to clamp in. And then after that, I used some adhesive. Where is that? I used some more of this E6000 adhesive. I put it in on both sides. I taped the edges up so that I could pull the tape, scrape it off with a razor blade, and have a clean edge that won't be seen when the window's up. So basically, I'm just going to let this sit and dry, and we should be good to go. And I did find a piece of 1-inch flat bar that is more than long enough. I'll clean that up, put some muriatic acid on it, get the rust off of it, and then we'll be able to weld that in on top of the door, or I should say the tailgate. And like I said, I'm going to look at wrapping that around the corners there to see if I can add some rigidity to it. All right, so let's keep moving, one step at a time, eating an elephant, one bite at a time. Okay, so I'm in the process of patching this back together. I made this replacement, and this sheet goes over the other sheet underneath it, and so it's like a double wrap. So this is going to go in to this effect. This slot, which is not a pretty slot, is going to catch the window wipe mounting clip. It's the only one that was cut out with this piece. So I'm in the process, got everything set up. I'm going to go start tacking this together. And one of the things that I decided that I'm going to do with this long length of rod here is I am going to panel bond that in. That way I get 100% a bonding instead of just tack welds. So I think that'll be better. And then on the sides here, if I do this, I'll bend that and tack that in after I get it panel bonded. All right, stand by, watch. I'll show it to you when I get this piece tacked into place. Okay, I'm not going to talk because it might get out of sync. Okay, so this is where it is. I've got that patch patched in. It is like 16 gauge, no 18 gauge. Really easy to burn through, especially with 30-aught wire. So I didn't want to change out the wire to 24, which I could have, but I basically had to stitch weld the whole thing. And I think it came out pretty well. So I'll go ahead and clean that up now. And then tomorrow we can look at fitting that piece of flat bar across there. All right, I'll show you the cleanup before I put the flat bar on tomorrow. All right, taking a look at it, give you a shot. This is after I ground everything down and blended it in. Looks pretty good. And now I'm going to start bending this rod and see if I'm going to be able to actually bend it into this shape here at each end. That will save me some welding, and I have some panel bond. Let's see, easy multi-purpose repair material. Nope, nope, nope. Panel bonding adhesive. The 3M 08115. I've used this stuff is as good as steel, is as good as welding. As long as you have everything cleaned and bonded well, it'll last just like a weld will. And like I said, this will bond 100% of the surface materials between the two, which is obviously better than tack welding. Not as fast because it takes a day to take and dry, but that's what we're going to use. All right, let's take a quick look at this here. I've got that that plate panel bonded to the tailgate. Looks real good. I need to take and blend this in here and get that all taken care of. But I ran into some troubles making these bends here. The gauge of the metal was too heavy for me to really manipulate like I needed to. So I'm going to basically, if I have to cut that in two pieces, I will, and then tack them together in order to get those angles just right. So let me go ahead and work on those. And I already cleaned up these broken welds here. So let me get busy on that, and I'll give you an update. All right, so this is the finished product. So I followed that contour really well, and you can see it over here also. And that's not green, that's reflection off the parts cleaner. So basically I'm going to fill this in with a little bit of Bondo, level that up. This is some of the panel bond. That stuff's stronger than Bondo, so I'll sand that down and get it all blended together. You see, and then I'll also fill those holes, not with weld, but with Bondo, and then you can see that it runs the whole length, and hopefully everything fits like it should. If it doesn't, I mean, I believe there's plenty of clearance there, and if not, I can always clearance it later. So now I'll be getting this cleaned up, blended together, shoot some kind of coating on there to stop the rust, primer the inside so that it don't rust, and then I can get to the assembly. If I believe I have all the parts, the wipes, the tracks, and all the seals. All right. All right, so let's look at the finished product here. I think it looks really good. Yeah, I think it looks really good. Looks pretty clean. No real severe dents or where you can see where the Bondo has been overlaid. It does clear. I'm going to, right now it catches this piece of trim because I haven't riveted it in place yet. but I'm going to tape off this edge and put some of that Rust-Oleum bed liner on that, clean it up, and I'm going to primer the inside here and paint it. So that is done. I think it looks better than I planned it to. I mean, I am not a body guy. Body work takes so much patience, but it looks damn good. I like it. And so that's done. So I am going to finish up this video because it's already pushing 20 minutes, and we'll have to have another video on the install of the wipes, the glass, and the gaskets and such. So we'll do that on the next video. And before I go, I've been having a lot of problems with the syncing of the audio and visual. It seems to be synced on the camera, but then when I load it to my video software, it gets out of sync. So I am going to not film myself talking. This is BJ Off-Road's window track felt that I needed for the driver's side there. I'm going to put that in, but not in this video. But I want to know that tank, the overflow tanks and stuff that I made here. Do you believe that there's a need for this product? I could supply this setup to full-size Jeep owners and get it to them at a fairly cheap cost. And I know that the replacement aluminum tanks that are made specifically for the full-size Jeeps are $130 a piece, maybe more. And then the universal ones are junk because you'll be replacing those again because of the heat in 2 to 3 years. So let me know what you guys think. Would this be something that I could add to my product resume or portfolio? Let me know what you think if you'd like to have access to something like this. And alright, so let's get to the next video. God bless. Thanks for hanging in there. I haven't been taken or censored off of YouTube for my last Rockies rant, so hopefully I'll still be on the air, but let's put this off. Let's close this video until the next one. Thanks.